So, and I've got I'm going out later this evening with Mickey. So we need to get it. We need to get it smashed. We need to get it smashed. That's it. That's the tweet. So we need to go to. We need to kill 14 rogues, and we need to kill. We need to get the document off Knight, and that's it. We have a survey to do. How exciting! Which main game mode do you play? PvP. How would you rate the current side task system? Rather positive. What do you see as the main purpose of side tasks? Additional raid objectives, help level up, unlock access, encourage players to visit specific locations. Which type of side tasks do you enjoy the most? Killing stuff. I honestly like them all, apart from kills in specific areas. But you know what? I'm just going to say all of them. Because I do enjoy the different types of tasks. Depending on what mood I'm in. What locations would you like to see more side tasks on? Labs, for sure. Labyrinth. Streets. What side tasks do you consider uninteresting? Oh. Cannot answer. What types of side tasks do you think should be added or appear more frequently in the game? Tutorial and mechanic focused. High risk tasks for sure. Multi-stage tasks for sure. Team-based tasks sounds fun. PvP focused tasks, surely. Random or dynamic tasks. Multiple completion options. Yes. Lore focused. What could motivate you to complete difficult or uninteresting side tasks? Skills. 100% skills, because skills are so hard to level up. Cosmetics also. Unique containers or items. Okay. What influences your choice between traders in alternative task paths? For example, the chemical task line, the rewards. Because that's the one where you get the injector's case. How often do you read the lore descriptions? Almost never. Immediately use third-party guides. How do active side tasks affect your choice of raid location? Or almost always choose on tasks. I usually prioritize different types of tasks. Ugh, sorry, my dad's messaging me about something. Right. How do you usually prioritize different types of tasks? All tasks on one location in a raid. What changes would you... Oh, you have to type? More fork quests that have long-term importance of choice. Like the newer story tasks. What up, Mr. Darrell? Oh. Okay. Do we have a kit on? We do have a kit on. We don't need CB... Oh, we do need CBJ. I was like, that's an M4. It's like, no, it's actually an MCX. Ties me always up the tide. We need to buy ammo. We actually are suffering on ammo. Because we haven't been playing the game a lot. You know it's time. Oh, Mr. Peacekeeper, give me your bullets. We've got the resets of those 2 hours before another reset. We'll just have to mix what? Oh, that's a decent reward. Cool. Sell it all. I don't need none of that shit. Oh god, I left a full air filter in last stream, which was like 2 days ago, I think. It's only money at this point. And I'm rich. I'm fucking rich. Oh, that's funny. Because when power ran out, it didn't actually burn through the whole air filter. Oh, we got a tank battery. Oh, not listened to this song in freaking ages. Okay. Let's just screw the hideout and let's go see if we can get this done. The problem is finding the freaking goons, chat. Like, I've been to Shoreline maybe 3 or 4 times. Never seen the goons alive. In fact, that's a lie. I killed the last raid I did, last stream with Smeech. I killed Bird Eye specifically, and I never saw the other two. And we got caught up in a PvP situation, and I should have just ran to resort or something to go and find them. Because they clearly weren't down at the gas station where they're supposed to be. Where they're supposed to be. So, that's also the rogues are going to be down there. You know what I should probably put on is like SJ6, just on my character, so I can pop it and just sprint there. Jesus Christ, they're 100k each. How much are NACLs and H202s? 50k. Well, 50k. That is a lot. That is a lot. For such simple items. Okay. What is this song? Oh, it's wheel. Ba 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 da ba da ba. Okay, let's just do this. And then I can check the thing that my dad is messaging me about. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. What the hell? There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, sorted. Sorted, mate. Oh, have you been well? I've been okay. Oh, I hope you have been well. Also, okay, let's get it. Let's. Oh God, what a shitty spawn. We didn't even do our stims. Right. That's okay. Right, with an SJ pot, we can probably get to the goons in time. I think. Because this should be technically like the closest spawn to them. Apart from maybe the blue fence on the other side of the pier, but because they theoretically should spawn closer to me than to the... Yeah. I know there are some closer spawns, like, to the right now. Oh, there's the cottage spawn, too. Gonna have to be okay with the fact that I'm probably dying doing this. Where are you, Goonies? Where are you? Where are you? They should be round here. Now we're running into PvP territory. By people running up on the right. So I killed Bird Eye on this hill. Oh. That sounds like a goon. Yep, there's pipe. Oh no! Okay. Enemy wounded. Yes. You wounded me. Where's the item? There it is. Apparently you can't butt stash it. Okay. Now I need to leave. Not really a good place for me to go. First of all, let's put our arms on. Well and busy. You've had a lot going on. VO stuff, work stuff, new business venture. Kind of like you have made the move to turn what I do into a business brand. Nice, dude. Congratulations. What's the new business venture? Oh. Need to go road to customs, really. The sketchy run over there, though. But I'm hoping everyone will be not there. We'll get at least this 60 rounder loaded. Give us half a chance of fighting someone if they run into us. Well, you wouldn't have brought it up if you didn't want to talk about it, so I'm asking you about it. Don't be acting all coy. That's not like you. Okay. Oh shit. PK run out. Ah! Wait. Have I got the busy? No way. I had the busy hands thing for a second. What time is it in raid? We're only 7 minutes into the raid. There's a very high chance if I just run, I'm going to run into a person. And we've had, like, no audio on this map. I might just pop another SJ. Because this is like, after this, I can just go to Lighthouse and kill rogues there. Figure if we stay away from weather, we should be all right. Because there's rogues up at weather normally. People have been going there to get the rogues. Threading the needle between resort, weather, smugglers, and then hope no one's sitting on the top of that tower with the hill with the tower over there. Because that would really suck. That was mines. Where are there mines on this map? I guess right on the edge, on the other side. Oh, we nearly did it. Oh, hell yeah. First try. Hell yeah. Oh. DLH Academy. I'm taking my 25 years of sales experience starting a training consulting business, training my sales methods to salespeople. Sales training without the fake rented Lambos type sales gurus. Nice. So your target audience is like going to be businesses as opposed to like individuals. That sounds like a good type of business. There's even in my limited amount of time working in sales when I was younger, like the corporate sales is way different to any of that garbage you see on YouTube. Trying to turn over a new professional leaf. Train anyone and eventually working into B2B training. What's B2B? The reason why you see all of the Lambo guys is because they're the ones who are going to appeal to the sort of like grifty types. And those guys aren't going to be interested in something that's serious and proper. Business to business. Okay. But if you're going down like the more like not clickbait type of training, definitely makes sense to go down to like target businesses as opposed to targeting you know, anyone who's trying to make a quick buck kind of person. Because they're the ones who want a Lambo next week. Clickbait. They do it in all types of freaking industries. Like, even in video editing, they're like, oh, we'll teach you how to get 7 retainers so you can make $10,000 a month without doing any work. And it's like, what? It's bullshit. Okay. Mayday. Turn over. Oh, the rogues did count. Sweet. Those, okay, the goons did count as rogues just then. So we turn over the intel. And then now we kill 11 rogues. We'll just go do that lighthouse. Bish, bash, bosh. Event finished. That's what we wanted to see. Rashala with a headshot? I don't think so. 40 scavs is for a weekly for 200,000 XP. Hand over the radio station parts. That's funny. Find and transfer 4 green gunpowders for a weekly. That is ridiculous. Mainly because I can craft those in like 5 seconds. So have you got like a training course like structured, or are you still in the like the early stages of figuring out the logistics? Okay. We need injectors. We need an SJ. We'll take a couple because we'll probably it's going to be useful to have one on Lighthouse, to be honest. We need a Pro P. We need an ETG. And our stims are full. Trying to be real, but a little bit of the real fun-loving me. Maybe my goofiness will make me stand out, but I have to keep about some real actionable results. Yeah, I mean, even the people who, when I saw some of these like business like talks where they talk about sales or whatever, like I actually saw more of them when I was working in corporate sound, because when I was working in corporate sound, I was literally sat in doing the sound for those events. So like I sat in on a Coca-Cola one. There was one back in about 2023 where it was a guy who was trying to sell the idea of using AI models, LLMs, as practice patients, which I thought was fascinating. But there was definitely some interesting stuff. But those guys, the successful ones, had a personality. Like they, you know, you don't want it to be bone dry. So being fun and quirky and stuff is great. It's just the grifting, the social media grifting. Just, I'm glad you're not doing that, because I think that's like soul destroying. Trying to get anyone to notice you on social media these days is gross. Just horrible. Like the OBS plugin I've been tweeting about gets like 150 views because I don't pay fucking Elon Musk for a blue check mark so he can promote my tweets. Insane. And I have nearly 2,000 Twitter followers. Meanwhile, I'll go and post a Tarkov video on a brand new Instagram account that I made like 3 weeks ago, and it'll get 20,000 views. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. I guess Twitter just in general is a cesspool. Well, right, Kala. Do I have any other ammo for this gun? Blackout. I've got BCP.
Lucifer. You fucking devil.
Thank you for the prime. Oh, did you get ads while I was talking?
They've subscribed.
Well, now
for
you can, if you refresh after you subscribed, you'll be able to rewind the VOD. DLH Academy will have training consulting where I'll take consulting calls, but I'm working on actionable downloads plus the YouTube video trains weekly, even though I'm finding editing very difficult. What do you mean actionable downloads? Like, my question basically was, do you have training planned? Like, have you got, like, your training infrastructure all set up? Or are you still just in the planning phase of, like, planning the business? All right, let's go to... You know what? MCX is not the best rogue killing gun, so let's get a 308. Black MDR. But it's loud. We'll put a suppressor on it. I'm sure I have a suppressor lying around. Yep. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Right, now we need mags. Magazines. That fits in it. I might just bottom load BCP because I don't have much M80. Oh, they changed the ammo sizes. I totally forgot. Oh, that works like that. And then we'll put M80 on the top. I've got bigger stuff. I don't really want to be using M80A1 on rogues, though. Okay. This should be plenty. This should be plenty. Lighthouse! Oh, you're working on that? I have the 3 core points of the training, now building it from there. I've only been working on it for about a week, and in the meantime, I had to get my middle son graduated from high school, plus your regular 9 to 5, keeps your time limited. That's fair. That's why I was wondering how new the idea was. Because recording and editing videos is a full-time job in itself, it feels like. I'm doing, just on doing a short a day, I'm doing anywhere from like 1 to 3 hours a day. It's normally an hour if I'm doing gameplay because the footage is already there, and then it's just editing the footage down, but because I've barely been streaming and I don't have much footage at the moment. So everything else I have to record. I basically like script it, record it, find relevant assets, and then edit it. And I like all of that I encompass into editing. So unlike a chunky like 2.5 minute news short, that's like a 2 to 3 hour time investment. Because you just, a long video, like longer videos are better, I guess, because they don't, you know, you're not required to do retention editing and stuff. Especially if people are like watching your videos for purposefully to to get all of the information. Recorded and edited one talking head video, got it done, watched it, and feel like I was so flat in the video, it was a snooze fest, so I'm scrapping it. So that's where, I don't know, was it just talking head video? Was there any assets in it, like screens and charts and bullet points and shit? Because there's 3 types of, well, there's 2 types of things to keep people interested, and you have to mix it up. And if you're saying that, and it's video, it's like audio, Basically audio and video. And if you're saying that you were flat and it was boring to listen to, and it was, if it's only a talking head with nothing else on the screen, then you can save that video by making it visually appealing. Tried to throw B-roll little gags in it, but I was monotone and joking, fell flat, and it was just shit. Okay, well, one thing you could do, if you're concerned about those things, is don't do talking head, unless that's part of the brand. This is a super shit spawn for what I need. Or you do a talking head intro and the rest. I mean, you can absolutely save that video with overdubs too. Oh, there's rogues there. Oh! Oh. Oh my god. These guys are dangerous, huh? At first, I wanted to be talking head for the trust actor, but as horrible as I was on it, I'm thinking twice. There's no there's no wrong answer. Look at Knacker's videos. I love that guy. N-A-A-A 3 A's C-K-E-R-S. He makes like tech videos. He's really, really good at it. Go and watch his videos. He does talking head. He does a lot of text on screen. He does visual examples. It's a good mix. Like, he is the brand, but it's not 100% talking head. Did I kill that last one? Tasks, side. No, he's still alive. I want my arms back though, honestly. But like I say, like if that whole video was talking head with like not much on the screen, you can cut in and out of that existing video and re-record any of the bits you didn't like. And if you don't, and like you can replace those video segments with video assets. The problem is that I've been looking at recently is that when it comes to making videos like that, people don't care who you are yet. So they're not going to trust a face because they don't know who you are. So you can afford to be off screen for more of it. Oh, that was a player. What the hell? No. I thought he had a... It's not a player. I thought that's the rogue. Okay. I thought that's a USEC. Maybe this wasn't a bad spawn after all. I think it's too busy reading the script, so your personality was not there. Yeah, that's a tough one to do. I end up just reading lines over and over and over again until one sounds right. I just do it in the within like DaVinci. Oh, was that a scav? Definitely a scav voice line, not a... Yeah. He's got a military helmet on, but it's definitely a scav. Cheeky breaky, parchkuiki. Yeah, I guess settling on a editing style when you're just starting is pretty difficult. Recording OBS, editing in DaVinci, found some free plugins I think will help the editing when I learn to use it all. Yep. Well, that's what I'm talking about with the overdubbing. Like there's literally a button in DaVinci that allows you to just instantly record a voiceover straight in. So you can record, so you can just be like, oh, I didn't like this line, re-record it and then replace the talking head footage with something else for that line. Then no one would ever know. As long as you're recording in the same space. Right, let's head towards the rogue camp and see if we can get some rogues over there. Map seems pretty dead. I feel like if there was PMCs close, they would have pushed me whilst I was fighting the rogues there. I wish there was a way. There probably is a way. I just haven't bothered to figure it out. But it'd be neat to have a way to record directly just video and audio into DaVinci. I'm sure there is a way because I know there's like there's some plugins that I've seen which is like pulling video into DaVinci from live streams. A really interesting YouTube video I watched a while ago. But I just never bothered to figure it out. And plus, my DaVinci is on my gaming PC and my camera is hooked up to my streaming PC, so for me, it works better to just record on my stream PC OBS for talking head. But then if I'm recording anything overdub, I just record straight onto my gaming PC with just the mic on its own. And for 99% of my shorts, I'm not even on the screen, so a lot more. It's a lot easier to just sit and record the overdubs over and over again without having to have a whole like lighting setup and a headshot and all that kind of stuff. I don't think I've heard a single gunshot on this map. Don't need a gunshot when you've got footsteps, huh? I wonder if that was his airdrop. Oh, this guy came in literally naked. Everything on his body is found in raid. He's level 49. What the hell? Take some BP. I know I get there. It's a marathon, not sprint. I watch a lot of Daniel Battal's Da Vinci for Noob stuff. I'm going to use my cam and my phone so I can record two different views. Could help with some blindness. Okay, so... Daniel Battal is really good. I like his shorts. What I would say, record your entire script on both angles. On the same camera, on a good cam, on like, if you have a camera, and so then you'd have to use your phone. Just record the script twice. And then you can do the head turns or whatever you're gonna do. Because as good as phone cameras are now, they don't look like a real camera still, in my opinion. So, you would have that jarring, like, quality shift when you swap between a phone and a camera. Like, either do it all on your phone or do it all on your camera, and then at least it's consistent. That's what that's what I would do, personally. Okay. I think there's PMCs fighting over there. There's no rogue on the tower. Which is always good. No one up there. Need a newer camera? You have a Canon M50 and the best recorder is 1080-60? That's plenty. That is plenty. Unless you're cropping in. By the time YouTube algorithm... by the time any streaming compression has gotten involved, don't need more than 1080. There's a video... I wish I knew how to spell his name. I'm gonna... So, there's a guy who does... He quit YouTube because he was that successful, and then he came back for fun. He's called Matty Hopeja. It's like M-A-T-T-I-H-O-E-P-J-A, I think. And he's from Scandinavia somewhere. And he makes like... He's a big camera nerd and video nerd. He made a video, and the intro montage was this same camera and lens setup for the entire intro montage. Something like that. Yeah. But he did a video. So the intro montage was the same camera, same lens. The only thing that changed was the resolution. It was some of it was in 4K, some of it was in 1080. And he's like, "Can you tell the difference?" I could not tell the difference, and I wasn't watching on a 4K screen. I was watching on a 1440p screen. But I couldn't tell the difference, even like with it full screened on a really nice monitor. And I like to think that I know what my eyes are good. So, if you have a nice camera, which you do, a Canon M50, as far as I know, is a pretty good camera. Like, I don't think you'll, unless you're cropping in, is the only time you'll probably want the 4K. Because why are these people got, like, garbage? Like, I feel bad for him. This guy doesn't even have a bag. He has no grip on his gun. Well, that to me was when I was like, I watched that video when I got my iPhone 14, and I was like, should I focus on 4K or is 1080 fine? Because in my brain, well, to my eyes, the 4K didn't look any different on the iPhone footage on on my 14, and I was really annoyed because it didn't look as good as I thought it would. So I watched that video and I was like, okay, so it's the same if you apply that thinking to a camera, and it's a sensor problem on the phone. And for some reason, the jump from a 14 to a 15 was massive in terms of camera quality. It was kind of annoying, but it was a really interesting video anyway. Because it was like a mixture of like static shots and moving shots. And like you would think that you know, it's a big difference, 1080 to 4K. You would think that you could see the difference, but I didn't see any. I'll see if I can find the video. Oh, there's a guy. You're on a 13 Pro, you need a new phone. That is reason that is a big reason not to do the camera swapping then. I feel like on like this 16 and 17, maybe they're a lot better. It would be, you would get away with it more, but I wouldn't. I don't know. There's something weird about the pixels on my particular iPhone camera that I didn't like. Like, I could see the pixels even on 4K, which means that it wasn't a pixel problem, it was a sensor problem. Do I just go out here or do I go and look for... I don't know if there's any rogues up. I'm only here for rogues. We ended up killing 2 players so far. Yeah, 1080. And you also don't want to be recording in 60. For talking head, you just do 30. 60 is like a high motion frame rate. And if you record at 30, then you need less light to... Which most people like, because no one likes having like bright lights in their face. That's a big fuel tank. Probably worth picking up. We're not even overweight. So the fight was over at like building 3. Yeah, I end up like I get way more interested in the technical side of stuff to the point where I just completely lose interest in using that technology to make content. But I don't know anywhere near enough for me to make content about the tech stuff because I know like a fraction of a % of what the people who know what they're talking about know. That's cool. Having the space dialed in. Definitely a fun thing. I'm going to assume all the rogues are dead. I was interested in those explosions, but I don't know where they were. We'll just go reset. Hope that guy's not extra camping. When you leave some turnover is also you not being afraid to say the things you're thinking or what you just said brought something up I wanted to say for a while. Okay. Honestly, never had you down as someone who didn't say what they thought. I thought you always said what you thought. Maybe I was wrong about that. Get out of the way. Okay. I think the audio stuff that a certain older friend have done should have been you. The guy that went to school for it. I did that audio stuff. Where do you think he got the idea from? He was my guinea pig. Do you not remember when I was working for Foves and I stopped streaming because stream was just people coming in asking me about audio shit? The success, I got more than what I wanted out of it, and then I decided I didn't want to continue it, and that's where it happened. My granddad was my mom's dad. My granddad was in hospital at the time, like in and out of hospital. And he ultimately ended up dying. And I was like, I'm not prepared to do anything with this at this moment in time. And at the same time, I was also helping Foves and Tavish, who's his brother, who were the two co-owners of Foves, close or like leave Foves because they weren't continuing it. And I kind of like helped them make that decision and help them make that transition. Did he ask you before taking off with it? I mean, he asked me for help. And I said no. And I said I wasn't doing it. And I came back after so my granddad died in like November. So I took time away from stuff and I came back the next year, like in around February or something, and approached him because there's a big COD guy, Maven, who is one of the announcers, and he really liked my audio. So I did a Warzone 2 audio tune just for him. Literally, he was like, I really want your audio, don't want to fuck around with other people's. Can you make me an edit for Warzone 2? So I did that for him. And I was like, I approached said person with that with what I'd done. And the reply that I got was, oh, now I'm successful on YouTube because of this. Now you want to be interested. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. After spending 5 months setting up my tune for people. Because he did it a different way. I did it through Foes. Foes was like, our competitor, Keneal, and Sense Quality has an audio tune. We think we've heard on the grapevine that you're good with audio. So how about you do one through us? And I was like, I don't really want to do that. And they were like, but go on. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. And they were like, but go on. So I designed the tune, tested it with my friends at the time, and tweaked it. And I was never completely confident in that it was a game changer, because I'm a perfectionist. But it got to a point where enough people were like, no, this is really good. So then we sold it. And then I did it through the business, and people booked through them and I got paid. That's not how he did it. He made it free through a YouTube video, but in order to get the download files, you had to follow him on Twitch. So his chat was follower only, and he had a command in his stream where you would go in and do exclamation audio, whatever. So he got thousands of follows because the video did really well. So his success didn't come monetarily at first, but then people were struggling to set it up. So he started doing the appointments to set it up, and was charging more than what I was charging. So he ended up getting, it was a smart way to do it. But yeah, you know, is what it is. And now there's a bajillion people doing it, and they're all using AI. So there's every time it comes up on Twitter these days, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm just hold on a week while I train my AI model to make the audio better. So then I don't know how Jesse does it, because he doesn't tweet about it much, but I think they're all AI powered now. And obviously all of the apps are like AI written, which I can't talk about. I used AI to write some OBS plugins, but I approached it from a purely technical, like audio technical standpoint, and that's not how anyone else does it now. I don't think. Maybe Greg does. I know Greg's still doing his audio. He's the guy who did it first. But I just yeah, I made a choice, and I stick by that choice because I had more important stuff going on. And now I couldn't think of anything worse, because that was 2022, 2023. I don't know. I don't think I would absolutely. I would have had to stop at some point to move, because legally I wasn't allowed to work for like months. Wasn't allowed to do anything for months. So, you know, it ended up being it was never a problem. I appreciate what you're saying, but I don't know. It's fucking toxic when the tweets pop up on Twitter, like between Rah and everyone. I think Insured Frames is one. There's some COD kid who apparently I follow on Twitter who's making his own one. There's so many people doing it. All right, let's go get some more. Guess my friendship with you may be biased, but it's been a sore topic for me. And when we talked about it before, I short because I don't want to hurt you by questioning it. It's just nobody's business. Is what it comes down to. I'm not going to get on my freaking soapbox and shit stir, because that's not who I am. Like, I'm sure there's some people who get really horny over the drama about it, but it's so far gone now that, like, you know. And that's why I messaged you about it when you talked about it. Is like, it's why I still watch you, not many others. Well, yeah. I don't know, dude. So Foves has been trying to get me to get back into doing mic setups and stuff, but I don't know. I just don't care for the drama, man. Like, it's just like, I was like, so you know, it never got talked about. It never got smoothed out. I'm not going to force it. Clearly, he hasn't wanted to force it, and it's nobody's business but ours. So, and it's not caused any problems because I stopped playing COD. Fucking everyone stopped playing COD, basically. So it's not even like it caused friction, really caused any issues within our friend group, because no one was playing COD anymore. But it's all way beyond anything I care about now, all that COD audio stuff, because for a start, I approached it from like a certain direction, and then it's now been stretched far past anything I care about. As soon as it got like into the realms of like splitting down multi-channel audio and now training fucking AI models and shit, it's just like, no, God, no. I was just like, I know about multi-band compression. I know about EQing and Dolby Atmos a little bit. Let me do some stuff. Ooh, a Bitcoin! And now the degree that it's been stretched to is like, it's not audio anymore. It's like fun. It's like literally not an audio thing anymore. There's no audio theory involved. From what I'm knowledgeable about. I'm gonna try and get up in here. Look out the window. See if I can see any rogues. We've got one so far. Oh. Got vast knowledge, so much so I know you will help me if I ask, but I don't know what to ask. I don't know what I don't know. Yep, that's the problem. It's like I've got really specific knowledge on recording and like processing live instruments and voices, for example, because that's what I focused on in uni. Is that a guy? Yeah. I like just spinning around in place, though. I don't know if that's the scav or the rogue. Oh. I need my arm stab. How many are we at? 10. Sweet. We'll need 4 more. If luck is on our side, we might get them all in this raid. And then it's done. One of the things that Foes has been talking to me about, though, is just make a plugin that automatically makes people's mics sound good. And it's like, that's not fun to me. That's like the opposite of fun. That's like what takes the joy out of doing sound stuff. And yes, it's going to be useful to some people, but it's not fun to do. And because I showed him some plugins that exist that are all like AI made. Well, that's incorrect. They call them AI, and they're basically like, they analyze a sound and suggest changes, which works out great for certain things. But like they were made for mixing predominantly. Where's the sandbags guy? Oh, he's not on his gun. Does that mean there's someone else shooting them? Probably. He's also off his gun. They've definitely changed how all the spawns work. For the rogues. Because of the player spawns, I'm pretty sure. Because these guys were on the guns the other day. Hey, Ninja. Yeah, there's not a guy there. It's a new day. Well, there was no one on top of building 1. I didn't even check that because I'm an idiot. But it's like no one else around. So we'll just run around and see if there's any loot. No one's been down here. If all these loot spots aren't here, I don't know. Honestly, I've been a member of the group, recognizable figure, but I was kind of felt left out because I don't have the same knowledge or understanding of the stuff you say like Shamps talk about. The skill of people like you and Tony having gaming. I've always been a weird older guy that comes in and hangs out, except your choice of bacon sucks. Well, I mean, everyone has different skills. Everyone has different knowledge. Like, that's the joy of the internet, in my opinion. But I would say when I talk about the group, I was specifically kind of like referring to like the COD gamer group that we had that was like at one point was like 30 people that started off as like 5 or 6 of us and grew and grew and grew and then shrank and shrank and shrank and then oh, there's a guy on the roof. No, it wasn't even a friend group. It was a COD playing group. Like, I would say that you were part of the larger group when it comes to like not just talking about gaming. Like, I'm talking specifically about the Warzone group that was like, who, you know, that we played daily over COVID. Because there's been so many people in both the gaming group and like the larger group of like, you know, friends of streamers and chatters of whatever, like long-term subscribers, however you want to refer it to, that have come and go. And some of them go, don't come back, and some of them go and do come back. Like Matt Maticon. He's recently, he kind of was like, I didn't see him for a very long time, and then he's back around now, kind of thing. There's got to be more rogues, unless they're all down the beach. There's definitely something. It could be a scav up here, though. Could be a PMC. Sounds like a PMC to me. Well, he's still alive. Guess what I meant as a recognizable figure? I mean, that's something that could have popped into the majority of streams and everyone knew who Coach was, from you, Tony Hawk, Grill Shader, and then to groups like Peanut. Yeah, exactly. Bro, that guy just tanked a whole mag. Good on that guy. Yeah, it's 100% recognizable figure. And there's a bunch of you guys that were like that. I would say you're definitely a member of that group. Level 30, not prestige. Tanking like that. What a gamer. He did stand there hard. All right, well, we're out of... Oh, he hit me. You know what's crazy? I was not PK'd, and if I'd have PK'd, I think I would have survived, because I would have gotten out of the way, but... I'm surprised he didn't get hit by the nades. How many... Okay, all right, so I hit the rogues. I hit him like 12 times. Because I headshot all the rogues. So that guy is probably pretty weak. I think the grenade may have hit him, but just not done a lot of damage. Fucking stood there. Straight up odd. Ugh. Right. What did I say we needed? 4 more? Easy. Honestly, I was most worried about getting the document from the goons, which we got. What up, Carl? Hello, sir. I will say, it's so much easier to kit up for me on this game. Should I use this thing? Why not? Carl's like, who is this guy saying hi to me? Waiting at an employee's house for an internet tech. Gross. Yeah, Carl, everyone's rebranding. Coach is just out here doxing himself with his government name. Wait, what color? Mutualist. Oh, that's that fake multicam, isn't it? Oh, I finished a daily? 5 scabs. I want to be a public figure, so I don't know what else to do but use the government name. No, I just find it funny. Like, because there's some there are some people who I'm not going to name, who are, I'm going to say, borderline paranoid about their name on the internet. And it's not any, I don't think it's anyone you guys know personally. Either of them who I'm talking about. I just think it's quite amusing because there are some very, 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 very famous people who everyone knows their government names. So why are these like small to medium size? Well, no, I would say like medium sized creators super anal about people not knowing their government name. It's just funny to me. If you look up Stormcoach Online, it leads you back to my regular name anyways. Where's it linked? That would be my question. And regardless, what I'm talking about is like, I don't know. I think there's being safe, and then there's like, in my opinion, being a little bit on the sort of like over safe side. I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked it up. Yeah, I think mine's definitely linked because I'm pretty sure I've tweeted my Twitch link on my first like Instagram account before. And that Instagram account is just my entire government name. Which I don't care about. But I will say in this country, it seems to be a lot easier to get access to that information than other countries. Should we put 995 in it? Why not? We've got it. My surname is Sanderson. You about taking that? That's crazy. Why are you just at your employee's house? Without the employee there? Oh my god, look at all those bitcoins. Your pool time. Are you not working today? Oh, let's buy some ammo from Ref because we've not got a lot. CBJ, we can buy 3 of those. Oh, I think I can buy 55A1 packs, can't I, or something? I don't know. Carl's out here flexing. He's got a pool guy. He's out of town for the weekend. Well, no, Carl's at his employee's house. That's what Carl's saying. Yeah, Carl's going through it at the moment. This is like a vacation for Carl. Yeah, no, I even think that my socials were like linked to my like old socials for a while. But my I mean, I don't know. I just find it like at first I was like, "Oh, that's really smart. That's really smart." Like they were cuz they were telling us about how they use like scrubbing services to get your name off the internet and stuff like that cuz they're so I don't know. Uh Yeah, I was like, oh, it's I don't know, it makes sense. And then I was like, hold on a minute. You get like 100 viewers on Twitch. Is it really? Is it really necessary for you to try and erase your public image from the internet? Like, are you really gonna like, you know, like when people, I don't know, there's so many YouTube channels where their brand is their name. Oh. Whoops. Well, this is an interesting spawn. This is actually a W spawn. Actors user real news was the time. News reporters, Elon Musk, what's the difference? Yeah, exactly. I am with you on that. Well, I mean, a lot of actors have stage names. So actors are kind of like a halvesies example. Because a lot of their names aren't their actual names. Or at least that's what I heard. Is it not storming like a bitch in Texas at the moment, Carl? Shaded was saying that his he's been having like hella storms the last few days. No way. Both of them? Oh, maybe their head health is too high for 556. That's probably what it is. Okay, they're not on there. I'm gonna run down and get these. They're hiding like little bitches. Did we get them?
Lucifer. You fucking
11.
devil.
No, we didn't. Smeech, thank you for the prime.
Smeech just subscribed.
Smeech.
They've subscribed for 22 months. Gamer.
Sup, gamer? I think I just heard an extra footstep down here. I don't know. Two more. If he's on his back on his gun, maybe the guy on the end is. I killed that guy. I couldn't see the back. Oh, I didn't check the back. Cock. Okay, there we go. Both dead. They've been coming at night? Okay. Building 3 seems to have been up there pretty consistently. You're outside San Antonio? Oh, that's where Shaded lives. An OP morked. Pretty sure, anyway. If you in Houston, you could go see Sin. I think that's where Sin lives. Houston. How goes the talking? I got my document from the goons first try, and then we're just killing the rogue so I can finish up this achievement. Oh, there's a rogue up. Back in building 1, it sounds like. I was very upset last raid. I wasn't upset. There's a guy. I killed. Well, I was fighting, and he was an absolute Timmy. He was like level 30. And he just tanked like 12 M80s. And killed me. But there was no rogues left anyway. I had a Bitcoin. I think there's a rogue on top of this building. Oh, he's dead. Rip. And there's nobody there. What about over there? Yeah. Son of a bitch. Dude, 995 was a terrible idea. Who thought this was a good idea, chat? It's literally not going enough flesh damage to headshot the rogues. You mean Savage 2C? He's the only other person I know from Alabama. The ex-cop. There we go. Hey! We are done. How's your weekend going, Smeech? It's pretty nice. This town is pretty touristy, so expensive. But it's expensive everywhere right now, so whatever. Yeah, don't come to Seattle if you think Texas is expensive. He doesn't stream anymore. I don't think. He's like, I think he makes, I think his full-time gig is making TikToks. I went and so I see him. I see him all the time on my TikTok feed, like daily on his personal account, and I think he is on. I think he does brand deals, so he just does like brand content. So, and I've stalked his YouTube, and he hasn't streamed on there in ages, and he occasionally does YouTube videos, but I think he was in Bartonologist and CJ's. So Barton and CJ's like UGC Discord group thing, and he was making like bank doing that. Like those guys were making crazy money, and then the US fucked up TikTok. And they kind of like, I think a lot of people had to quit doing it. Oh, we had a Bitcoin there last time. That's sad. Like Loop. I think Loop still does it here and there, but it's like not lucrative anymore. I think he had like, I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he told me he got like one deal doing that he got like 25 grand for. Just for one video, because it went viral, and then he got like a revenue share off it or something instead of like a buyout. You went shopping for the house stuff this weekend and picked out a fridge? Hell yeah. This jabroni just got here. All right, Carl. Now your balls smell like ass and your ass smells like dumpster from playing kickball in a hot humid weather. Oh my god. Oh my god, coach. Not lucrative. I think that's the thing. It was once upon a time. It's just not anymore. I feel like that's what they said anyway. All right, well, see if there's any ammo worth taking. There's definitely a PMC over there somewhere. I don't know where he is though. No, that does deserve a pun command. That does deserve a pun command. I'm probably going to get extract bopped. Camped, ratted, boshed. It's actually quite interesting. I don't think I've died unless they just stopped showing prestiges on people's accounts since I last started playing and since I was last playing. I don't think I've like died to a single person who was like prestiged since I came back to Tarbob, which is kind of crazy. Bad thing I had to look up how to spell lucrative to make that joke. Look. You lost the lottery on education and were born in the US, so we'll let you off, okay? We'll let you off for spelling mistakes. At least you looked it up and didn't like triple down on a really wrong spelling, which I've seen people do before. I was watching, so I was on Reddit the other day reading an article about all right, so I'm so annoyed. Literally 0 people even liked this tweet from yesterday. So you guys have probably heard me rant a little bit about IMAX before, like, and how I went on a learning journey about IMAX screens and cinemas and how some of them are just a joke. And basically the biggest there's one IMAX in Seattle that is proper. And I'm saying proper, it's not a proper one. It's not proper, but it's almost proper. So by proper, I mean like an IMAX projector that projects 65 mil or 70 mil film. It's not projector, it's a dual laser projection system. So it's like digital. It's not an actual analog projector. But it's at least the right size and ratio. It's a 1.43 ratio screen, so it can show full high IMAX. And it's at the Pacific Science Center Museum, and it's in there, and they show like educational stuff and like feature films, like 2 feature films a day or whatever. There's just one screen, and it's the same price tickets as a regular theater. So instead of the money going to a theater person, the money goes to like a museum, which is great. Funds the museum, right? But I guess the licenses for the films are expensive. But carrying on from this, they've closed the Space Needle, which is next door, has bought some of the land from the Pacific Science Center for like $17 million, whatever. And this specific IMAX screen is part of it. And they are not showing feature films for the rest of the year. And there's no plan, there's no date for when the feature films are coming back. So the one chance I was going to get to watch the new Dune movie in full IMAX has been yoinked away from me. Because it's literally the only full height IMAX screen in the entirety of Seattle. Sorry, Washington State. I'd have to go to a different state to go and see that, which is insane to me. Hundreds, thousands of miles to go watch. I'm not doing that to watch a movie. I don't care that much. But I just don't get why they've done it. Like, they purchased this theater and then now they're just not showing stuff in it. It's like, what's the point? Anyway, hooray! Mayday! We got the achievement! Hooray! The maps you brought back from the rogues didn't just mark that strange object in the Gulf. They also show rogue positions and movement routes. I understand it's unlikely you'll come across another full set like that. But if you do find anything similar, I'm prepared to pay well for it. So if you get more, you can sell it, I guess, to Peacekeeper. But I think this is it, chat. Well, Mayday is obviously a ship or a plane. That's a Mayday thing. But look, it could be one of the unnamed islands or even a vessel. This is the clue for the icebreaker, chat. Also, if you didn't know, the icebreaker event's tomorrow. Could be one of the unnamed. If you want to get to the bottom of this, I suggest you stay active, not tucked away in your hideout. Having dyslexia has made my spelling horrible my entire life. Yeah, dyslexia is no joke, for sure. Okay, well, we got the achievement done. That's what we came to do. That's what we did. Pretty cool. We got some M80s and some plates and some stuff. This is like a goon MDR, I'm pretty sure. So that's neat. That's neat, mate. cool. Cool. How's Mickey doing? Pretty good, I think. She's survived more layoffs at work, so that's always nice. I'm assuming you heard about the car getting totaled and the escapades we had to do to get a new car. Right, this gun will probably be fine if we take that off. We'll take that off. Take all those off. Scabs of arrival loot. No. So, it was actually ages ago now, thinking about it, because we've had this car a month. It was probably 2 months ago. She was on her way to work, and essentially, we need this. This is beyond repair, so we'll grab a new one. Yeah, she was on her way to work. There was a 4-car pileup on the highway that she normally takes to work. So she went down some back streets, and the back streets were also busy. And this kid, like, I don't often use the word kid, but I think it actually was a kid, like brand new driver in like a 20-year-old VW Rabbit, pulled out of a side street and just hit the front quarter panel. But with it being a Tesla, it was $2,000 for a light, $3,000 for a bumper. The suspension components are all fancy. So, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's totaled. And bearing in mind, it was a Model S. It was a 6-year-old Model S, but it's still a Model S. Like, you would think that the limit for the it being totaled was higher. But it turned out we didn't find out until we went to empty the car out. The guys at the workshop were like, oh yeah, the battery backpack got punctured. So the quote to repair the car was ridiculous. So the insurance company was like, nope. So we had like a courtesy car for like 3 or 4 weeks. On the day before we gave the courtesy car back, I had to take Ray to the vet, and she fucking peed in the car. So I was worried we were going to get like slapped with a massive like cleaning fee. But fortunately, they only charged us like $40. And I think that was for the fuel, because it wasn't full when they picked it up. So that worked out. But now we've got a Polestar 4. She wasn't hurt? No. And I was like, I don't care if you're not hurt. Claim for whiplash, because it's basically built into the claims anyway. When she didn't do it. So she's fine. The kid was fine. Her car looked like it has no damage almost. There's just like some cosmetic damage. And then the kid's car, the whole front bumper was just ripped off. It was crazy. Yeah, no, she was fine. No issues. It was just a pain in the ass. All right, while we're waiting, I think Smeech is going to join us, since I don't really have anything else to do. I'll wait for Smeech. In the meantime, let me see if I can find that video. Insurance is a racket anyway. Yeah, bro, insurance, not even just in the US. Just even in the UK. is just ridiculous. Like, it's illegal not to have it, which means that everyone just makes their prices high. Mati Hapoja can 1080p versus 4K. Here we go. This is the video 7 years ago. Now, I'm going to post this link in chat for you because you'll absolutely not be able to see the difference between YouTube encoding, then going through OBS, through a capture card, and then being re-encoded on Twitch. So you can watch this for yourself. But I watched this video. This was fascinating. So put it in 4K, full screen it. And honestly, like, the YouTube compression makes the 4K look like 1080p. I even watched this on my phone because my phone screen at the time was better than my YouTube. Anyway, it's a really interesting video. And I think he does, if I am...
doesn't latch on as well to the color grade. I've noticed that actually. So maybe that's a bit of a difference also is when you're...
Does he do...
I don't think the Sony and apparently does quality that I can. So I've been thinking I need to push for 4K more, and that's why I tried the Sony out and that stuff because I want my videos to be the best they can. So I've had this burden of 4K, but I think it's been all for nothing. I don't think there's that significant of a difference between 1080 and 4K, just looking at the image alone. Now, this
I watched this video so long ago. It was on my old YouTube account, so I don't even like it, but I definitely watched this. You can there's even a little, like, I think it shows you the shot. So, like, and there's like it shows what shots were.
Clips from that intro are filmed in 720. I was only gonna do 1080 and 4K, but then I saw my brother make a video about 720 and using 120 frames per second on the EOS R in 720.
Yeah, they use even some of it's even 720. 197 a month for full coverage for an 18-year-old boy on an 11-year-old car. That is relatively cheap for a young driver from what I was used to. So my first car was a 1999 Vauxhall Corsa. And literally in red, literally looked exactly like this. This is my first car. In fact, no, mine was a 3-door. So it was literally this car. And this had a 1-liter engine with and I paid £600 for it. And I couldn't afford car insurance when I was 17 when I passed my driving test, so I didn't get a car. This is 3 years later when I'm 20 years old. This car, £600 I paid for it. Market value's probably the same. The insurance I paid for the first year on this was a £2,400, which at the time was probably around $4,000. And that car I was... When did I get that? So I was 20, so that would have been 2012. So the car was 13 years old when I got it, probably. So the prices have come down since then. Nice. That's way cooler than my first car. I've never owned any cool cars. I've had 3 cars. My next one was a 2004 Ford Fiesta 1.4 in black. And that was a 5-door. I think I had a 5-door on that one. And then I had a 2006 Ford Focus 1.6 in gray. It looked like this. So it wasn't the sedan, it was a hatchback. Maybe what? Yeah, it was this one. It wasn't this one. It was like the first year of the new shape. So it looked like this. I really like this car, except it had a water leak in the boot. You thought they looked alike? What the Chevy Chevette and the Corsa? Well, that Chevette was probably 50% longer than the Corsa. Those Corsas were tiny. They weigh less than a ton, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did like this car. I think my dad like sold it for like £500 when I left. Okay. Well, we've actually been spending some GP coins, which is cool. Let's get our insurance. Oh god, what a weird song this is. '79 Chevette, 88 S10, 92 Silverado, then your baby's a 98 Chevy Monte Carlo. What's a Chevy Monte Carlo? I know what a Silverado is. What's an 88 S10? A Tahoe? Oh god, this looks like a Ford Mondeo. This looks like the Ford Mondeo that my dad had. From around the same year. No, this was after. It would have been earlier. Oh, 94? Yeah, this is what my dad had one of these. It looks exactly the same. It was in this color. I remember going to buy that car with him. He paid £800 for it. I had a Max 7 chip and a Super 7 brain put in the Monty, so made it a tuner. Was it fast? I've never had a fast car. I've never had the Focus I had was like the biggest car I had. And it was like it was like I would say it's probably like a Subaru Outback size. But they don't call them mid-size. They don't call them SUVs in the UK. So I don't know what it would be classed as. Could pull Mustangs in a quarter-mile race by at least 2 cars. Damn. It's funny. Mustangs in like to English people are like beefy muscle cars, and then you come over here and everyone's like, yeah, Mustangs are a piece of shit, and everyone's got one. Why would you want a Mustang? But I think it comes from the old Mustangs, like the late 60s ones, that because they're really like heavily featured in movies and stuff. Right, let's oh we got a bunch of ammo. Hell yeah. You live in Arizona at the time, so I got in the Fast and Furious type groups out there. Hell yeah. Do you do a lot of drag racing? Drag racing. Do I open these cases? I should do at some point, but I don't want to right now. What the fleece? Why is fleece 70K? It's 55K. But still. Required search. There are no barters. So what's it for? Why would people need fleece? Someone who still plays StarCraft needs to tell me why people need fleece. Maybe everyone's getting back on the game because of the event tomorrow? Ba, 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 ba. Oh. Ugh. You grew up racing, started racing circle track, motorcycles, was 7, raced everything, drags. Hell yeah. It must have been really cool to like grow up somewhere where you could do all that kind of thing. Definitely not something that was around when I was a kid. You have a race a trophy truck. What's a trophy truck? What's a trophy truck? Like a Baja truck? I don't know anything about trucks, man. All I know is that I want a Tacoma. Oh, formerly known as a trophy truck or a trick truck, is an unlimited, custom-built off-road racing vehicle designed to conquer brutal desert terrains at speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour. Bro, that thing looks like it'll shake your bones. Oh, legs are so... Ugh. The lifelong dream? I would say, Coach, knowing that you are not a spring chicken, I would probably try and get that out of the way sooner rather than later, when it won't cause you bodily injury by driving it. Because that looks like it would probably break my fucking neck. Did they do like experience days for those kind of things? You want a Ford Raptor because it's the closest I get to a trophy trick, but yeah, the Raptors see a lot of those around in the when I was in Arizona. They definitely like those down in Arizona. God, I'm hungry and I shouldn't be. All right, YouTube. I don't think there's anyone watching anyway. I'm going to stop the YouTube stream. because I'm not doing any event stuff anymore. So cool. If you're watching this later and you're enjoying the VOD, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll be streaming the Icebreaker event